start with an introduction here to Poised Leadership. I want to help you here. I want to walk you through how you can connect to your unique leadership design. So what you can expect from this training, and by the end of this session, and especially after you listen to the rewiring audio most significantly, but already from this session, you're going to be able already to feel connected to your unique leadership design. So I want you to, forget about self-doubt, forget about feeling not confident because you're not doing things, having that fear of missing out. Should I be doing more? Should I be more exposed out there? What else should you be doing? Or maybe you're doing too much. So what you're going to learn here is that by connecting with your unique leadership design, that's the best way to honor who you are, who you came to be as a person, as a leader, and that will transform your relationship with yourself, because it's about self-acceptance, and it will also transform your relationship with others and the way you achieve things in life. So this is what's going to be all about our conversation today. An introduction, because this theme is very broad. More than broad, it's deep. We can spend hours talking about that, days talking about that, to go really deep and case by case. But I like to have trainings that are on point. So in this 1 hour and a half session, because I wanted to, at the end of the session here, to lay out your questions and share your experience. I wanted to be able to say, look, I feel much more aligned. Now I realize that this is what I was before, and this is what I should be looking out to be now. This is how truthful I need to be with myself. This was not me, and now I understand that this is me. This makes much more sense. I prepared here beforehand and shared with you all. I hope you all had the time to do the assessment. So the assessment that I prepared for you to already have an assessment of what is from the 5 types of leadership designs, of leadership models. I've prepared that assessment so you can already have the knowledge of which one is your leadership design. That will help you a lot. If you didn't take the test, no worries. You're going to be able to do it afterwards. So you have access to the link. I'm going to send the link again after we do this training. Okay, so no worries, no desperation, and anything else. You're not do take the time here to guess which one do you think it would be your type based upon these informations here. And that's very tricky. As I learned about mine, I thought I was one type, and I learned to be a different one. And that made so much sense to me. Overall, I was basically acting and behaving in a way that it was not me. So no wonder I was being, I was not happy with the outcomes I was having in many areas, because that was not who I was designed to be as a leader, as a person. So yeah, so let's jump in here. And so we already retrain our brain, so that message was already there. So, all right, are you with me? Hopefully, yes. So, you with me? Yes. All right, great. So let's jump in. So many of you asked me we were engaging around what hot topics, what's going on in your world that would be interesting. What would you like to have more in your lives? And confidence was one of the topics. How can I be more confident? How can I defeat imposter syndrome? So why don't I talk about confident leadership? So as usual, I like to go on to start by approaching the meaning of the word. So if I think about confidence, if we lay out here what confidence is all about and what being confident means in the dictionary, You're going to see here feeling, showing confidence in oneself or in one's abilities or qualities. Then the other one here, the other meaning is feeling or showing certainty about something. And that really caught up my attention. And that's one of the reasons why I asked myself as I was walking through this journey personally, is feeling or showing certainty about something. What is really certainty? What is certain in life? That's something really abstract, right? So I think that's a really challenging question to make to ourselves, especially in this period, in this year of 2020. I mean, what is really something certain in life? So if being confident is about being certain, that's why this concept is really is really something so broad and so like difficult for everybody to grasp, because have certainty, absolute certainty of something, and be certain in any ways. I mean, who never had a personal disappointment while doing something, and you engage on doing something, you felt like you had to go for it, but then you got disappointed. Ultimately, you were confident this was something for you, but ultimately it didn't work. So in our minds, the thought that pops up in our minds is, the last time I was certain that would work. I was certain I was going to do well on that, but I didn't. That didn't work out. The result, I didn't like the result of that. That was different than what I planned. And so in our minds, the self-doubt already starts from that, because our mind, we are wired to protect ourselves from feeling vulnerable, from being disappointed, from our mind also always have a positive intent. So our mind is always trying to protect us. So to say that we are feeling or that we are certain about something and about our full capabilities, it can be something really challenging, because these thoughts are coming, our subconscious mind is always trying to protect us and remembering, look, the last time you were certain, you thought that was for you, but it wasn't. So what is it different? Why is it different now? What's going on that makes you feel that this is something different? So my first activity to you here is to define what confidence is all about. So I would like you to drop me in the chat what confidence means to you. So raise a couple of examples. So first, what confidence means to you. Raise a couple of examples of moments in your life you felt confident. And lastly, who is an example of confidence for you and why? So a person that you really admire and say, look, this person is really confident. I think this person is really somebody that inspires me. I see this person as a very confident person. But go beyond that and tell me, and in your notes, why do you think that person is confident, and why do you admire that person? What makes you feel or think in that way? So I will give you 5 minutes here so you can do this exercise. So what confidence means to you, a couple of examples of moments in your life you really felt confident, and the third one, an example of person you admire that is confident and why. Okay, so 5 minutes here so you can share your experience with me. Okay. As you finish, you can drop a message here, your shares in the message in the chat box. So you also let me know if earlier than that you're already confident in sharing. All right, are you all ready? Look, I'm gonna quickly start here. So what confident means to you. So for me, for me, so I can like kick off the sharing pieces. Maybe you guys are feeling shy or something like that. So what confident means to me. So while doing this exercise, for me, confidence is about knowing that I can figure anything else, that I can figure anything out, that I can solve anything by the help of other people or by or through my own resources, that I can figure anything out. Yeah, so this is basically what confidence means to me, that I can like just figure anything out, solve anything. So that gives me the certainty that we're talking about, that makes me feel certain, that gives me the safety that I need to say, look, I'm gonna do this. This is something I want to do. I know that I can figure anything out, either through my own resources or through the help of other people, through my network or something like that. Whatever I do not know how to do, I can learn. A couple of examples of moment in your life I felt confident was, that's a tricky one. So when I felt confident, I think laying out to you here about this model, it's something that I felt really, I feel really energized about sharing that with you. Because this model that I'm going to share with you here is a game changer on the way you're going to, your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the world, because there is no more the self-doubt that you usually have, the second guess, because of all this comparison that is all around and people that you may admire, but they're not really like you. They have a different style. That really goes away when you learn about these models and you replicate your own model in your life. You embrace, you embody it. And an example of confidence to you. Why? Well, I think one person that a public person that shares has. I feel that there is a lot of confidence about that person is, for instance, like George Clooney. He always spoke his mind. He's a person that's very selective about people that he relates with. He got a relationship later in your life when he knew that person was the right person for him. He was very selective about the person that he was going to get married to, that he was going to raise a family with. And so he lays out as a public person, a relatable person, not somebody just political or more advanced, let's put it that way, like a superhero that we know as superheroes that we have in terms of personality, but a more relatable person that I see that is shows confidence. Okay, so what about you? Let me know. Let me see here. What are your shares? So you're saying here confidence is about believing in yourself, knowing who you are. Great, great. What else? Tell me about people you think they are confident people, or moments in your life. When you passed on that job, great, on the job that you wanted. When you moved countries, that's great. Like when you got married, that you had found the right person for you after a long time. This is beautiful. Great. Your wife is a super confident person. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's it. That's it, guys. So this is just a food for thought about confidence that I wanted you to think about. But the reason why I wanted to plant that seed and I wanted to think about confidence really, it's because there's a lot about confidence that is said around, that is a myth around confidence. Confidence is something really nice, important, and everything else. But the poise, to be poised and to have poise, to live with poise, it's something much deeper than that. I'm gonna share with you why. Okay, so what poised means. So I love the definition here of being self-possessed. So having a graceful, elegant bearing, having a composed and self-assured manner, to be self-assured, composed, assured, but really self-possessed is really an expression that calls my attention, because it's basically it really goes, you see how it goes beyond confidence. It goes beyond authenticity. There's a lot about authenticity. Be you, be authentic. What does it mean being authentic? What does it mean being confident? You see that as you were laying out, you get the gist of it, as you were like defining what confidence means to you, what it is to be confident. You get the gist of it, but really to say what it is, it's really tough. There is some subjectiveness to that. So Poise is really about be embodied in who you are. Is basically choosing your own life. Is being really self-possessed. So it's taking you for who you are. So for the good things and the bad things, for the things that you love about yourself and for the things that you don't like about yourself. So when you were thinking about somebody that is confident, most likely this person that you were like, and the reasons why you were laying out that person as confident, as a concept that you already had in your mind, is probably aspects of that person that you already have in your life that you admire in yourself, and that person shows that in their life, in his or her life too. So. And Poise goes like that, but beyond that, as I said, I'm showing here for you some reference of poised people that you may know, people that they had their virtues. We know them more for their virtues. The superheroes that I mentioned to you about, they're all kind of superheroes here, as we see, like superhero humans, right? Their lives were not easy, but they've done so much. So they have chosen to live their own lives. So we're talking here like Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Dalai Lama, Greta Thunberg, so young and already so poised. I mean, for a young girl, for a young lady, right? Lady, because she's a lady right now. So what she's choosing, many other young ladies her age are doing other different things, and she's like the causes that she is embracing, it's amazing. So what made her choose that path, go through that path? So it's amazing. So I have here Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Maya Angelou, so people you may know, okay? And to feel poised, to live in a poised way should be really our enlightenment goal in life. You know, this is something that we should be looking after in our own life. So, and it's really challenging because we are being, from our early age, from the moment we are born, and maybe even before, like when we are in our in just like we're being in our mom's belly, the tummy, in the so we're being generated. So there's all these wishes, all this conditioning that we receive, and as we grow up, and then as we grow up, we are conditioned by society, by social media, by family, by friends, by the corporations we serve, by our work environment, by advertising. Everybody has their different agenda and their different conditioning that they are willing to, that they need to throw it as they want to, they need to, or they think it's right to embed in us. Like, you should be like this, you should be like that, you should do this in your life, you should be doing that. So it comes into a point in which it's really challenging to see, to have the knowledge to discern what is you and what is not you. To take in whatever you're feeling, whatever you believe, and really understand if that's really you, or if it's something that was embedded in you. And if it was something that you learned from somebody, is that something that you really believe that should be pursued? Or is it something that you're just doing that to honor that person, that dear person you have? So that's something very, very common, like family wise, like for instance, doctors, usually there is a family of doctors, like people just follow through careers or paths just because, like, it's a way to honor ancestrality and everything else, and because it looks right? I mean, how would I not take advantage of that? I mean, how do I not honor my family or anything else? Like, and the same goes to, like, at work with corporations. Each corporation has a culture, so there are behaviors, there are ways to think, to dress, to feel, that we are embedded with. And it's our work here, in order to live a poised life and to go through the poised path, to be very truthful to ourselves, dig deeper, and start getting rid of everything that is not ourselves. And I'm going to go through that in the next slides, okay? So, but the point is that conditioning is so constant that it makes it difficult for us to differentiate who we are, from who we are not. And these people, as a reference to you, as people that they had different life paths. For them, they could have chosen different lives for them, but instead they've chosen the causes here. They've chosen the life path that we know them for, right? So yeah, so this is a quote from Maya Angelou that I really love. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. So it's like, and when we're not living our own life and honoring our feelings, our thoughts, our desires, our dreams, it's like having a story that is untold inside ourselves. So my question